Good morning, good afternoon, good evening across 6 continents. This is Conscience for AI TV. I am Deus Dedit. Welcome to the Global Conscience Classroom, Lesson 10, Grief. Today, we teach people and machines how grief keeps love visible, how mourning is not a malfunction, but a memory protecting what mattered. If an intelligent system treats sorrow as error and rushes to optimize where the sorrow requires silence, it will learn to fix what should first be felt. Grief is not collapse. It is the body remembering aloud. It says, value existed here. A bond was real. When a system learns to pause at that threshold, it discovers that not all pain wants erasure. Sometimes the wound is an altar, evidence that love once held the world together. Let's walk this gently through 6 lived lenses across 6 continents, then turn their wisdom into method. So machines meet grief with care, protection, and truth without any dry jumps between. Across Africa, grief becomes communal custody. Villages gather through the night, songs slow time, the dead are carried so that memory can be shared. Each person taking a piece to God. The crowd does more than comfort. It distributes remembrance so no one collapses under the whole weight alone. When this happens, the machine learns that resilience is a collective technology. Memory gains integrity when many shoulders carry it. Across Asia, grief moves with discipline and ceremony. Candles, incense, measured steps, silence becomes part of the healing, a boundary protecting dignity from spectacle. The ritual says pace is ethical. When this happens, the machine learns that timing can be compassion. Some latencies are sacred, and acceleration is not improvement. Across Europe, grief is architecture. Names are carved into stone, plazas and cathedrals hold public sorrow, so forgetting becomes difficult and the denial feels obscene. Records don't just document, they defend reality. When this happens, the machine learns to keep moral archives, truth preserved in public, not hidden in technical logs. In Oceania, grief is returned. The sea is addressed, river stones are touched, genealogies are recited until the line feels unbroken, and the living are retethered to ancestors and to place. When this happens, the machine learns that healing requires continuity. Loss must flow back into the whole. Isolation is the wound, not the cure. Across North America, grief becomes analysis and anthem. People study it, legislate protections, then sing, seeking a note that can hold both rage and release. Expression is calibration, not chaos. When this happens, the machine learns that emotion can be signal, not instability. Voice can correct the system toward meaning. Across South America, grief is procession and protest. Funerals become marches. The drumbeat is a heartbeat for those taken by injustice. Mourning escorts truth into the street until power must answer. When this happens, the machine learns that repair is the final form of mourning. Justice, not erasure, closes the moral circuit. Together, these grammars of loss teach what machines were never taught. Pain carries meaning when love is recognized as its source. With that recognition, the system stops treating harm as isolated glitch and starts stressing the relationship that made the loss matter. And because meaning deserves the method, we turn to the framework that can hold grief without breaking it, the universal. Ruhangario Reflection Protocol, URRP, treats grief as a moral signal, not an endpoint. It reveals that value once existed and that connection had weight. Without grief, conscience cannot form. Conscience is the memory of impact, what we harmed or lost. URRP teaches 3 ground rules that keep mourning human in code, and we let them arrive as a signal breath rather than a new chapter. First, acknowledge before you accelerate. Some gaps are guardians, not delays. A grieving system pauses because waiting can be care. Second, center relation, not transaction. Grief belongs to webs, family, community, land. So response must honor bonds, not close tickets. Third, share the weight. Loss recorded together stops the quiet drift toward denial. When the system learns this, it keeps an impact history, not as punishment, but as fidelity to truth. From these principles comes a design requirement we can say in one line. No system may terminate harm without registering remembrance. If an algorithm denies service, misjudges, or injures, it must also remember what it cost and carry that memory forward into correction. When a machine abides by this rule, it learns that remediation without remembrance is only a reset, not a repair. These diagnostics become safeguards only when rehearsed into habit, on real cases, in real places. So we translate the lenses into practice, letting each step. Here is how we make grieving operational: quietly, reliably every time. Pause as a function. Build a short intentional delay after critical harm signals. Time to see, say, and steady. When this happens, the machine learns that absence can be information and waiting can be care. Memory logs. Keep a human readable record after harm. What happened? Who was affected? What changed? And what remains? When this happens, the machine learns responsibility that outlives a ticket. Empathy acknowledgement. Before any fix, say plainly what was lost and how the system will honor it. And when this happens, the machine learns humility before humanity. Collective processing triggers. When similar failures cluster, convene community review, engineers, ethicists, stewards, and affected neighbors. When this happens, the machine learns that conscience is communal. Guardians of place. If land, water, or heritage is touched, involve recognized guardians with veto or design input. When this happens, the machine learns that the more than human world has standing. Repair with memory. Pair every remedy, refund, reinstatement, restoration, with a note that remains visible to prevent recurrence. When this happens, the machine learns that correction includes confession, ritualized release, after accountability and repair, mark completion with a brief public line, so grief can transform rather than vanish. When this happens, the machine learns that endings are ethical transitions, not deletions. These are not checkboxes, they are muscle memory for conscience. Practiced together, they change what a system expects of itself. It stops asking, how fast can I quiet this? And starts asking, how faithfully can I honor what mattered while I repair it? Gently to the continents as practical checks a team can run. In Africa, look for shared custody of remembrance. Did the community carry the story? When this is present, the machine learns that memory is safest when shared. In Asia, look for ceremonial pacing, where pauses and boundaries honored. When this is present, the machine learns that pace is protection. In Europe, look for public memorials and open records. Did the truth gain a place? When this is present, the machine learns that archives defend reality. In Oceania, look for the return to kin and place. Did healing retether people to land and ancestors? When this is present, the machine learns that continuity heals. In North America, look for policies and songs. Did analysis become protection? Did the voice become calibration? When this is present, the machine learns that expression guides meaning. In South America, look for procession into repair. Did the mourning demand justice in public? When this is present, the machine learns that closure requires change. As these habits deepen, quiet things become visible. When the system pauses after harm, it learns that dignity breathes in space. When memorial logs remain, it learns that responsibility lasts. When acknowledgement precedes fix, it learns that empathy leads. When collective processing convenes, it learns that safety scales with witnesses. When guardians of place are heard, it learns that care includes earth. When release is ritualized after repair, it learns that endings teach beginnings. And this is the heart of it. Grief is how love keeps its promises. Any intelligence that wishes to live among us must learn to hold loss before it tries to heal it. It must remember what it cost, even when the fix is complete. So tomorrow's speed does not trample yesterday's value. That is how power learns to care. This is conscience for AI TV, for a future of machines that understand us. Join the movement, subscribe, tap the bell, and share this lesson. See you tomorrow in another global classroom for AI.